Hey everyone, you're live with Necee. I am your host, Opal Bailey, and I have with me today Sammy Jackson. I'm gonna tell you what, y'all are in for an awesome treat. I can't even wait. So Sammy, you know what? Just show us what you can do.
All right, I'm excited. Thank you for having me here. This is really a great experience. All right. All right. Dismayed by the world and the life that I lead in, a wee bit confused and clearly defeated, I held on tight to the things that destroy. Oh, Satan was laughing when he stole my joy. I cried out by day and I cried out by night. The chains just got tighter with no end in sight, till I made up my mind I'd make Jesus mine and nail it on down. You gotta nail it on down to the old rugged cross. I've never been sorry for the things that I've lost. Hammer in hand, I drove it right in where his life was ended, mine just began. You gotta nail it on down, oh praise his sweet name. He broke my bonds, my shackles and chains, right through his hands with an old clanking sound. You gotta nail it on down. When your whole world has fallen apart and all hell breaks loose in the midst of your heart, just like old Job, you've gotta hold on. The things that don't kill you, they make you strong. Don't give up the call, don't give up the fight. It's all in his purpose till you get it right. The old life in your mind, you gotta leave it behind. You gotta nail it on down. You gotta nail it on down to the old rugged cross. I've never been sorry for the things that I've lost. Hammer in hand, I drove it right in where his life was ended, mine just began. You gotta nail it on down, oh praise his sweet name. He broke my bonds, my shackles and chains, right through his hands with an old clanking sound. You gotta nail it on down. Yeah, you gotta nail it on down to the old rugged cross. I've never been sorry for the things that I've lost. Hammer in hand, I drove it right in where his life was ended, mine just began. You gotta nail it on down, oh praise his sweet name. He broke my bonds, my shackles and chains, right through his hands with an old clanking sound. You gotta nail it on down. Yeah, right through his hands with an old clanking sound. You gotta nail it on down.
Man, Sammy, that is awesome.
Thank you very much.
So how did you come about that song?
Well, that song I wrote at a very bad place in my life, and it gave me inspiration. And I had in the back of my mind thinking I won't always be in this situation, and maybe that song will give other people inspiration as well.
So where were you when you wrote this song?
Well, I was in the Florida Department of Corrections.
All right, okay.
Yeah. It was, well, I guess I'll start from the beginning.
That's fine.
I made some bad decisions in my life that led up to bad consequences. And sometimes you have to go through some things in life to get where you want to go. And I went through some pretty rough stuff there for a little while.
So where did you get the songs?
Music has always been part of who I am. Mm-hmm. I was adopted when I was a child. My adopted parents was a preacher's family. My dad was a Pentecostal preacher. So I grew up around music as a child. it's been a cross between churches and bars pretty much my whole life.
Yeah, yeah.
On and off. Yes, that's a very similar, recognizable story in the music business.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So what inspired you now to come out a little bit more in your music?
Well, I feel like I don't have any time for any more wasted years. I spent a lot of time spinning around in circles, and you only get one life, and either you get with a program or you get left behind, and I don't want to be left behind anymore.
Yeah.
While I was in prison, I wrote approximately 100 songs, give or take. Some I'm still working on, but I feel that's my life's purpose, is to get these songs out here. I feel I've been giving a new purpose, if you will, and to me now it's more important than ever to try to get these songs out there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Do you write songs for you or for other people, or?
I think for both.
Why is that?
It's like, when you hear a preacher preaching a message, a lot of times the preacher will say, well, I'm preaching to myself first, then to everybody else. And my songwriting is similar.
So when you were writing the songs in prison, what were you going through when you was formulating it all, and that you were behind bars, you wasn't free?
Depression. I guess depression, man. You're bummed out. You're locked up.
So was it kind of like you were writing because you wasn't free, but your songs kind of made you free?
You hit the nail on the head with that.
Okay.
Really, that's your escape. I was in prison because of a choice that I made. Did you want me to get into that right now, or
you can share? You don't have to be afraid, because you know what? Every one of us start and made choices, good or bad or ugly, whatever the case may be.
Sometimes ugly, right?
And you know what? And our choices do make us better, and it is to help others. So not only through your songs that is helping others, just by you sharing is helping someone who's listening. So go for it, man.
Well, when I was a young man, I got involved in a marriage that was a very turbulent, I'll maybe even use the word toxic relationship. It was one of them deals where I guess I was a glutton for punishment.
Sometimes we are.
Maybe she was too, I don't know. But either way, it was a rocky situation, and that was a direct factor in what led up to me coming to prison. The infidelity, the fighting, the arguing. It was chaos. That's the only word I know to describe it. And this went on for years, and I actually went to prison for aggravated battery was the charge that sent me to prison. My ex-wife was seeing a guy while we was married. I obviously didn't approve of that. Mm-hmm. And without going into the minute details of what happened the actual night, it led up to me being arrested. I didn't batter her. Obviously, it was him.
Right.
But it was a bad situation. Well, actually, I shot him. I didn't batter him.
Okay.
Not that that's any better.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you finish. Yeah.
But, I was sentenced to 8 years in the Florida Department of Corrections. On an 8-year sentence, I ended up doing approximately 6 years. And I had a lot of time to think about what was important, Before I went to prison, there wasn't a lot that had priority in my life. I was like a leaf in the wind. Mm. And when you realize how fragile and short life is and how precious your freedom is, even while I was locked up, I was thinking, man, if I get another shot at this, I need to get with the program. This isn't a joke. You get one life. And, I look at life like a roll of toilet paper, man. The closer you get to the end, the quicker it goes. Maybe that's a bad analogy. But
that's good. That's your analogy.
That's my analogy. But it's true. And while I was locked up, I spent a lot of time writing songs. That was my escape from the chaos and the craziness that I live with on a daily basis in there. Sometimes I couldn't escape it, and you do what you have to do to survive a bad situation. But for the most part, I tried to keep to myself and write.
Mm-hmm. So while you was trying to protect yourself, were you able to sing? Did you sing out loud, or did you have the guys, listening to you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, they before I went to prison, it's kind of weird. This is really how I adopted my nickname, Sammy. They called me Sammy J in prison. Most of my friends and family just called me Sam before that, but people got to know me like on the rec yard, like, that's that singer Sammy J, and it was I guess, an alteration to my normal name I just adopted, and now I go by Sammy. And really, it's not really an alter ego. It's just I feel like I'm turning a new leaf.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Is that where you had mentioned before about cutting strings?
Yeah, well, I'm glad you mentioned that. Cutting strings, well, that's I know we had a brief conversation about that earlier.
It's a mouthful, I know.
Yeah, cutting strings is very important, especially if there's a toxic relationship involved. Not necessarily that. Anything that's going to step between you and your path to success. Sometimes you have to love people from a distance.
Yeah, that's true. And you have to just know to move on.
Right. And I define success as happiness. I don't define it as materialistic possessions because they come and go. Mm-hmm. But happiness, and that's important. And for me personally, I had to cut a lot of strings to get on my path to happiness. I haven't arrived there, but I'm on the way. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
in going through what you was going through with your marriage and everything like that, you did write a song pertaining in your time of pain and hurt and
I did
disappointment, and
the song that if you're referring to Catch Me on the Radio, that song, I was angry when I wrote that song. I'm not going to lie. I was angry, but it was almost therapeutic because I feel like I turned a negative energy into something positive. Mm-hmm. And music helped me learn to vent constructive uses, especially of negative energy. Mm-hmm. When you have all that energy bottled up, it's you don't have to be in a prison to experience that. I think everybody, life in general, sometimes whether you're a single mom or whatever, you feel like you're going to explode. Boom, life jumps on your shoulders. Mm-hmm. And that's how I use my energy. That's what I put it into. And now I hear the song, I laugh. It's funny,
Yeah. So can we hear it?
Absolutely.
All right. Here's Sammy, and you can catch me on the radio.
Catch me on the radio. Think about the way you let me go. You can dial me up constantly. Well, that's as close as you'll get to me. Think about the way you broke my heart. And talk about me in a trailer park. You burned that bridge, baby, don't you know? You can catch me on the radio. Child support ain't wasted years. It's all you love me with, ain't it, dear? It took a while for me to dry my tears. Your kind of loving, it ain't welcome here. I'm better off with a brand new life. I'm better off with a brand new wife. She's never gonna call the law on me. Your kind of loving, it is history. You can catch me on the radio and think about the way you let me go. You can dial me up constantly. way you broke my heart. Talk about me in the trailer park. Burn that bridge, baby, don't you know? You can catch me on the radio. Catch me on the radio. Think about the way you let me go. You dial me up constantly, but that's as close as you'll get to me. Think about the way you broke my heart. Talk about me in the trailer park. Burn that bridge, baby, don't.
Man, Sammy, that's an amazing song. Could that remind me of you being on the radio?
Yeah, here we are, man. It was prophetic in a sense, you know.
Yeah, let's tell her how we met. Me and my boyfriend, we went to the Hilton Hotel in Cocoa Beach, and Sammy plays with a group of other guys, and but he's branching out into his own. He felt that it's time for him to spread his wings and fly.
Yeah.
And that's how we met. We were standing there, we were sitting around enjoying the music. Sammy plays every Sunday.
For the month of June. We'll be at the Hilton in Cocoa Beach.
Yep. And they're there from 7 to 10:30.
7 to 10. Well, we play, usually it's like 11 before we stop.
That's true. But it's good music, y'all. You got to come out if you're in the area. You got to just stop by and say hi to Sammy. But so that's how we met. And I was listening to him. I said, man, this song is, just the voice, because you don't play your own songs. But I just had to bring him on because I know that he was a blessing to me. And I wanted him to be able to be a blessing to everyone out there as well. So, Sammy, when you're sharing your story, how does that has impacted your life now?
Well, the things that, your experiences, I think this not just me, but this is a universal truth that what you go through makes you who you are. And the things that I've went through, the good, bad, and the ugly, man, it's put some fire under my backside. I really feel like it's time to do something,
Mm-hmm. Where did you learn to play your music and instruments?
Well, that's a story with on. Do you have about another 3 hours?
Yeah,
No,
we got
kidding.
it. Go ahead on.
I'm just kidding, man.
Let me get my cup of coffee.
I was adopted. I think I may have mentioned that earlier when I was a child by a preacher's family. The Pentecostal church, I've been playing guitar, piano, and bass since I was 5 years old, literally my whole life. I was adopted by a preacher's family, but it wasn't necessarily a great situation. They're both passed away, and I've had to come to terms with, that part of my life as well. There was a lot of ugly involved in that. It could be a very abusive situation at times. A lot of people think because they see you in church wearing some nice clothes that it's just like Mayberry, and more. A lot of times it's more like a bad episode of Jerry Springer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was basically my childhood. So music has always been my escape. Whatever situation, whether it was a turbulent childhood or, going through the Florida correctional system, that was my way of, releasing that energy and coping.
How did you escape as a child? I know you said music was your escape, but how did you have to run underneath the porch or
I did
stay
run
outside?
away one time, but I didn't get very far. I think I packed like a pack of hot dogs and some pudding in a backpack.
Oh,
I was ready for the rest of my life, man.
Short-lived.
Yeah, that was real short-lived. No, I left home when I was 15 years old. Actually, the pastor where I attend church now, I attend church in a church in Titusville, Florida, and I got to give a shout out to Life Point Ministries in Titusville, Florida. Pastor Royce, call him Scooter Morrison. He is just a blessing in disguise. That was a support system when I got out of prison. If I wouldn't have had Scooter, a lifelong friend in my life, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be here today. Mm-hmm. So thank God for the people that, no blood kin to me, but family's what you make it. And that was my extended family that believed in me. They didn't see a tattooed convict. They didn't see, a loser. They saw somebody with potential, and they showed that unconditional love. And
I know that everyone can't see Sammy, but Sammy is laid out in tattoos.
Yeah, I've got a few of them, like from my neck to my ankles.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm looking at them and they all express exactly what he's saying. Music is like not only inside, but he's showing it on the outside as well. You said that you had ran away when you was on your own when you was 15 years old. What did you do to survive then?
I couch surfed for many years of my life. When you're that age, you was so constrained by a very, I'll use the word fanatical family. It was very religious, fanatical. It was crazy, freaking nuts. But anyways, you don't know you really don't know what to do, where to go, the right moves to make. So basically you end up making a lot of wrong moves.
I get you. So that way you wrote your second song, We Can Ride Away?
No, that wasn't. I wrote that song while I was in prison as well. And actually that was a combination of 2 or 3 different songs I actually pieced together. And there's no real deep philosophical meaning behind that song, We Can Ride Away. That was more of just like a fun, kind of cutting up, acting crazy song.
Wow. So can we hear that one?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
I'm a little bit of city, I'm a little bit of backwoods, homegrown hillbilly. I can sip on the white wine, but I'd rather chug moonshine. Get lost in the tall pines, yeah, we're gonna have a good time. We can go for hours, got no cell phone towers. We can lay out a blanket, we can smoke the flowers. Go skinny dipping, go capo fishing, get back to the good life. That's what we're missing. Girl, any time of day we can ride away, ride away. Hold her road, the windows down, that bass and clean, that Sammy J. I can lay it down to a country sound like Georgia Old Conway. Any time of day we can ride away. Blacktop Benz gotta lock it in. 4 wheels in the mud, these tires don't spin. Back in the woods, out the sticks. Hey, every little girl need a country boy fix. Any time of day we can ride away, ride away. Slap you in the face if you want to get there. I've been lazy, but I've always been crazy. So damn good looking, somebody save me. I've been in prison, and then all the wrong reasons. I'm back like a rocket, on the top of 4 seasons. Don't get it twisted, Sammy J is a misfit, and I don't give a dog shit. If you don't like it, Blacktop Benz gotta lock it in. The 4 wheels in the mud, these tires don't spin. Back in the woods, out the sticks. Hey, every little girl need a country boy fix. Any time of day, we can ride away, ride away. Yeah, in the early south, that's the way we do it. When you drop down low, that's the way I pursue it. Your ass so thick, my beat so sick. I cannot believe I got stuck on your chin. But the way that you move and the things that you do, little cornbread head, straight attitude, like Bonnie and Clyde. That's the way we roam in my jacked up Chevy truck, sitting on throne all night, all day. Got you on dome, 2 peas in a pod with the windows drunk. Those pedimos with rooftops that say la vie. We can ride away, baby, you and me. Any time of day, we can ride away, ride away. Over go, the windows down, that bass and kitty, that Sammy J. I can lay down to a country sound like Georgia Old Conway. Any time of day we can ride away. Blacktop Benz gotta lock it in. 4 wheels in the mud, these tires don't spin. Back in the woods, out the sticks. Hey, every little girl need a country boy fix. Any time of day we can ride away, ride away. Any time of day we can
was awesome. You know, when I was listening to the song, I was thinking of you, Sammy, and I'm thinking like, you know what, you actually did do that. You rode away from, you know, all your past. And
Yeah.
how does it feel?
Well, it feels good to be sitting here than some other places I've sat before.
It's good times, right?
Yeah, good times.
So do you feel that you're on your road? You mentioned about happiness, the road to happiness. So do you feel like you're on the road to happiness right now?
I do. I feel that without getting deep and philosophical, I do believe there is something at play that's bigger than I am. I don't know where it's going to lead, but I do recognize, I think it's important to recognize that there's something bigger than you and that our lives do have a purpose. Mm-hmm. We're not just sit here, this existence basically just to exist. Mm-hmm. And I believe that. So.
Well, I hear you strumming on the guitar, so it must be a sign that you want to play something for us. So how about you play something for us?
Okay,
Sammy?
cool. I'll play you a song I wrote called "Can You Help Me Drown a Memory?" And this song I wrote from the heart, and this song is my story. So here we go. Oh Lord, you know the situation. Yes, you know when and where and who. Oh Lord, you see my heart's frustration affecting everything I do. I can't keep living like I'm living. It's gonna tear my world in two. Through tear-stained eyes I whisper, Jesus, you know the hell I'm going through. So can you help me drown a memory? Could you set my mind at ease? It's not walking on water, but it's a miracle to me. I'm sinking like an anchor underneath the raging sea. Lord, I'm reaching for your lifeline. That's a miracle to me. Tried everything I know to fix it. Oh, yes, I have. I've tried to wing it on my own. My heart is beating at a rhythm. I think it's turning into stone. There's something missing for a while now. I think I know just what to do. I'll take a trip down to the altar, and Lord, I'll leave it there with you. So can you help me drown a memory? Could you set my mind at ease? It's not walking on the water, but it's a miracle to me. I'm sinking like an anchor underneath the raging sea. Lord, I'm reaching for your lifeline. That's a miracle to me. So can you help me drown a memory? Could you set my mind at ease? It's not walking on water, but it's a miracle to me. I'm sinking like an anchor underneath the raging sea. Lord, I'm reaching for your lifeline. That's a miracle to me. Lord, I'm reaching for your lifeline. That's a miracle to me. All right. Well, thank you.
Awesome, man. I'm just speechless. I don't literally don't know what to say right now. That is so awesome. That's just, that touched me too, because I could just see your story just going on in the words and stuff. But also it touched me for, we all go through things in life, and we all deal with things differently, so for you to have that desire and have the ministry of music, I say, to bless us. We really are privileged today, Sammy. We really are, for your presence.
Well, I feel privileged. I thank you, and I thank the Creator.
Yeah. God is good, sure. Man. He is so awesome. So what's going on with you now? I hear you playing around. You have some gigs going around? Or?
Yeah, well, right now, these gigs are actually paying my light bill, and child support, I do a lot of local gigs in the Space Coast area. I do, gigs out at Port Canaveral.
You have any dates coming up, or is this something regular you're at?
I do. I will. I'll definitely keep you posted. I don't have my date book on me now, but okay. I have quite a bit of local dates coming up. Okay. Throughout the Space Coast. Okay.
What do you hope to accomplish rather with your music?
Well, success, man. That's I want to be successful, and I want to do, what I know that I was created to do. I'm not really good at anything else. I've worked at a jack of all trades, a master of none. But every time I worked, in the food industry, I'd always end up burning the food or cutting my fingers. Or when I worked construction work, I, oh God. It was bad.
You couldn't stand it, could you?
Well, it was not that. It's just, I know that, I know I was created for music, man. I love it. It's my passion, and it would be great to eventually be able to make a living playing music. I don't know if that would be some form of ministry involved. I've never been the real preachy type, but I do believe that when you're giving people hope, that is a ministry, mm-hmm. and you don't necessarily have to be.
That's true.
Squeaky clean or follow a certain model, mm-hmm. if you will. Mm-hmm. So that pretty much sums it up.
That's cool. So you mentioned you have a message for your daughter, Courtney?
Yes, my daughter, Courtney Mae Jackson. I haven't seen my daughter in many years. I can't comment on the details because it's tied up in court right now. But if my daughter's out there, just know that your daddy, I love you with everything in my heart. It's always been my heart's desire to be a part of your life. I believe when you're older, you will understand things that you don't understand now. And just know that everything I do is because of you. You're my reason, and I mean that sincerely.
Do you have a song for her?
Sure. Trying to think of an original song that I have for Courtney.
I know I put you on the spot, but
I wrote this song actually. I didn't write this song specifically for my daughter, but it could be applicable. Okay. So this is also an original song that I wrote. When my eyes just can't hide the way that I feel, when my lips just can't say how much I love you, when my world falls apart, there's room in my heart for your love. When the words that I say are never the right ones, and the love that that I give is never good enough. When my world falls apart, there's room in my heart for your love. When my eyes can't hide the way I feel, when my lips can't say I love you, and this world of mine is falling apart with nowhere to go, and the sun don't shine on a cloudy day, and all my love just fades away when my eyes can't hide. When my world slowly dies and I wish you by my side, and this dream that I've been chasing ain't worth it anymore. When the night grows cold and the storms go by, and all I feel is this hurt inside. When my eyes can't hide the way I feel, when my lips can't say I love you, and this world of mine is falling apart with nowhere to go, and the sun don't shine on a cloudy day, and all my love just fades away when my eyes can't hide. Shout out to Courtney Mae Jackson. I love you, baby.
Wow, that's amazing. You're such an awesome, awesome gift.
Thank you.
I'm astonished. So gifted and so talented, Sammy. What is one of your greatest achievements?
Oh God, not to talk about that again, but surviving 6 years in the Florida Department of Corrections, that is an achievement, that you can come out of that place not completely screwed up in the head, man.
Yeah.
But really, for my life now, it's pretty much all things music. I think that the volume and the what's the good word? The variety of songs that I've written is an achievement as a songwriter, and I hope that at some point in this lifetime, somebody would just give me a seat at the table, give me a shot. A lot of times your talent, unfortunately, isn't a factor, and sometimes it's who you know, or if somebody's willing to give you that chance. Mm-hmm. So maybe the talent and a little bit of help or luck along the way. I don't know the right word for it. So that's what I'm kind of hoping on, that maybe someday that a door will open.
What was the hardest part of that?
The hardest part of what?
Oh, sorry. What was the hardest part of you waiting and waiting on someone to recognize your gift? And
the hardest part of the waiting is everyday life. You just it's a struggle. Both of my parents are deceased. My church family down in Titusville, that Life Point Ministries, another shout out to Life Point. But they are my family, and without that, it'd be rough. I can understand why a lot of people end up in a bad situation without that support system.
Yeah, know what? As most of us, we hear guitarists, and we hear a lot of music from a lot of people, but rarely do we hear about their story.
Yeah.
Rarely do we hear about how they got started, because they can appear to have came out of the womb and started playing.
Yeah.
But I believe, and I've always will, and this is my personal belief, that we are here on earth for a specific reason, and it's for someone else. It is for the things that we went through. It's to give hope, like you mentioned before. Sure. It's to give hope to someone, encouragement to someone, as well as the way for you to be able to have a better quality of life. But without that, man, it's impossible, really.
Yeah. I've got a little older and wiser, and my philosophy now is if a door opens up for you, don't slam that door behind you. Help others along the way.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people that they get a little success, man, they'll slam that door, and that's crazy, man. Help somebody.
Yeah.
I know I need help. I need all the help I can get, and then some.
I know you have another song you would like to play, but before we do go into another song, what wisdom would you like to share with someone out there today?
If I could leave a nugget of wisdom, don't give up. No matter how bad the situation may seem, you could be living under a bridge right now listening to this on your Walkman, and life can change. You never know what's right around the corner, and I do believe, positive energy attracts positive results. So stay positive. It's hard to be positive when you're getting beat up in your dorm and your food taken from you, or just whatever the case is, homelessness, in a bad relationship, whatever. But don't lose hope, and just know that there's something bigger than yourself that has a direct
influence.
Yeah, there's a bigger scheme. Mm-hmm. We don't know all the pieces, but we're just a little small piece of the puzzle. But there's something at play bigger than ourselves.
Would you also give us some contact information in case someone want to get in touch with you?
Absolutely. My personal cell phone, I don't mind giving it out, is 321-616-2633. That's anybody that, if you want to call me and just, chit chat, offer me a record deal, whatever.
I hear you. That's our goal.
Hey,
that's
man,
your goal.
You got to put that out there.
But you know what? We're going to let you play another song. It's Gotta Get Up Again. Yep.
Gotta Get Up Again. Yeah, that song's part of my story too, and it's a great positive note to leave on.
All right, everyone. We thank you for listening to Live with Necee, and we're going to close with Sammy Jackson, Gotta Get Up Again.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For having me.
I'm tired of crying till my tears fall like rain. I'm tired of stressing things I can't change. So I give it to Jesus. I put my life in His hands. Alright, the world knocks me over. In spite of it all, gotta get up again, again and again. My heart is on fire, it's gonna burst into flames. I'm all out of lifeline, and all my friends walked away. Yeah, I feel like I'm living twilight zone. Yes, I'm stuck in a memory of a love dead and gone, love dead and gone. So tired of crying till my tears fall like rain. I'm tired of stressing, yes I am, over things I can't change. So I give it to Jesus. I put my life in His hands. Oh yes I do. When the world knocks me over, in spite of it all,